Greetings. I'm listening.
Great to meet you.
I've been expecting you.
For the good.
You come get the voodoo.
Hey there.
And you are?
Light be with you.
You come to consult the spirits?
Welcome to Orgrimmar. Have you come to serve the Horde?
Shiny. Sail here. Me buy and trade. What?
Sail here. Me buy and trade. What?
Hello and welcome to Ctrl Alt WoW, the podcast for those of us who love World of Warcraft and love making many alts. Today is Sunday, February 23rd, 2020, and this is episode 651 entitled WoWClassic PTR Shadowlands Alpha. What's first? I'm Aprillian, your host, and with me are my wonderful co-hosts. How are you today, Constrax?
I'm feeling fantastic. A little bit tired. I spent 4 days not going to work this week because I was sick.
Ooh.
And I made up for it in WoW. Going like 200 attempts on the Love Dungeon.
Ooh.
Sadly, it was all for naught.
Well, don't give away your content. And Granagus, how are you?
How I am? I don't know. I really don't know. There's so much going on at the moment.
In game or in your life?
Both.
Both? Oh, okay.
Both. So yeah, I'm interested in seeing how it all turns out. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty much.
And I'm doing okay, I guess. I was sick for a couple of days, but I'm all better.
Nice.
Could have been worse. It's never fun to be sick.
No. You don't want that.
No. Nope. All right. What's going on this week? We just finished our wonderful Love is in the Air.
Yeah. No rockets.
No rockets.
No rockets.
No rockets. Love rockets. Pink glare.
Yeah, no, nothing cool like that. But yeah, I don't know. We're still time walking in the Burning Crusade.
Okay.
Yeah, I ran one of those. It was quite fun, an undergeared character.
Oh, did you gear it?
Yeah, I all the way, everything. It was my
Nice.
EU account. I boosted the character. I didn't have anything.
Mm-hmm.
So all that gear was 192 instead of 176 because I hit one level. And I didn't have any gold to, I had 400 gold. I didn't have any gold to purchase gear on the auction house. So it's like, I went in there, I bought a ring, I bought a trinket, I bought either shoulders or not shoulders, a belt or something. You don't get a full set, but you get like enough that your DPS is substantially improved or your healing is ticks over with the crits and the haste.
Yeah, to buy with the time walking batches.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
you only
25 currency, and then the rest of my currency I spent on reputation because I need reputation with different factions over there. I have no reputation whatsoever.
So what item level are the items now?
Oh, I think I'm 193. I got a piece of gear in the dungeon as well.
No, the items itself. What item?
At 111, it scales. At 111, you get 192 gear. At 112, you get a higher level. At 113,
Didn't you say you
even higher.
boosted the tune?
I boosted it. I boosted to 110.
Oh,
I didn't want to use my
okay.
120 boost.
No, that's okay.
That'd be a waste, I think.
Yeah, I was a little
I
confused.
can level one character at least. Yeah, I got two boosts. I got the 110 boost for buying the 6 month or something. They gave me a boost. And I got the boost for the Shadowlands, the epic version, the 120 boost, which I haven't used yet because my gold is trickling in. I sold 2 pets, so I'm okay, but my low-level characters only just started getting heirloom gear yesterday.
Yeah. So today we are on the day where the hatchling of the hippogriffs, or hatching of the hippogriffs micro holiday is happening. It's just today.
Oh.
So yeah, but it's a micro holiday. So if you listen to the podcast downloaded version, you'll have missed it. You have to wait for another, half a year? Ish. No, the next one is, it's once a year apparently only. The next one is February 25th next year. So, yeah. So it's once a year apparently only. Yeah, so we have the other thing we have coming up is the Battleground bonus event. And that takes the place of the time walking. And since we are back to having an off week for the PvP brawl, once the Temple of Hot Magoo ends, the next one will start next week on the 3rd, next month. So the 3rd of March. And it's March already.
Wow. Yeah.
Almost. That's
Almost.
like insane.
Yeah. Oh, shoot.
Yeah, so it's not that much more going on. And we have the 3rd wing of the Nyalotha LFR opening up. I think that's like the second to last. Or is it the last? Let me just see. Looks like it's the last one. So they have 4 bosses in there. No, there it is. There's another one. I was in the wrong bracket. So there's one more. So it's the 4th wing that has the final boss. So, yeah. And once that happens, you can clear all the wings in one go, starting on the 11th next month. No, starting on the not the 11th, the 10th. So, yeah. And this year, remember this year we got what's it called? The month of February has 29 days. So what is that called?
Leap year.
The
Leap year.
Excuse me?
Leap year.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's, don't forget that everything, including the date for everything moves
up
ahead
a day.
2 rather than 1. Yeah, I'm really interested in seeing all the things that happen in March, but we're going to talk about that next week. Because next week is the 1st of March. So that means that since it's Sunday, it's going to be Dark Moon Fair time again.
Right.
So a week from today, we start with the earliest possible Dark Moon Fair, which is the 1st. Doesn't go any earlier. So,
It's just nice.
yeah. And then I hope that we get an announcement soon within 3, maybe 4 weeks, where I hope that Blizzard is going to announce the BlizzCon date. but we'll talk about that eventually. As long as they haven't, it's no use in talking about it. But I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, and we have Matterhorn in the chat room.
Hey, Matta.
Hey, Matta.
Welcome. And he says he's winning the WoW Challenges Iron Man
Nice.
contest.
He's 33, nice.
At least right now.
Right,
But
right.
it's still
Anybody.
only a day old. So and he's already at 33. That's insane, man.
He's a leveling machine.
Yeah.
And you got to
Really.
be careful doing that. So it's a careful leveling machine.
Yeah, that's quite an achievement getting attuned to 33. It started yesterday, and it goes through this, ends on the 7th. Yeah, March 7th is when it.
And of course, if you want to find out your details about that, you can go to WoWchallenges.com.
Exactly. That's where you can go. It's called Kalimdor Free for All. Let's just give people a little overview. It's the date I mentioned already. Challenge. It is an Iron Challenge, so Iron Man rules apply.
Right.
Races are only eligible are only Kalimdor and associated races. So no Forsaken. I'm not sure if I like that.
Right.
So it's Night Elves, Tauren, Troll, Draenei, Goblin, and Orc. Goblin because they land at the shore of Kalimdor outside of Orgrimmar, so that counts apparently. Classes eligible are Druid, Rogue, Monk, Mage, Priest, Paladin, Shaman, Warrior, Warlock, no Hunters, no DKs, no Demon Hunters.
Wow.
So none of the hero classes and no hunters. So rules only allowed races and classes and follow the Iron Man rules, as I said.
What about allied races, the Volpira?
Nope.
Kalimdor.
Nope.
Kalimdor.
Nope, they're not, no allied races allowed. Only the races native to Kalimdor.
I see.
And the goblins. So yeah. So make sure that you add your character to the roster as a participant, as a register it between the levels 10 and 20. Once you ding level 21, you will be ineligible and you are basically disqualified. But that's normal for every WoW Challenges contest. Regions, US and EU. Prizes, first place mount, you get a mount of your choice from the store, if I remember correctly. And the 2nd to 10th place finishes will there will be a drawing happening for 2 pets from the Blizzard store.
What?
So
Nice.
yeah, so that's quite nice. So that means that regardless of whether you're second or 10th in the finishing roster, you will have a chance to win one of those two. Now, if you finish second, you have a higher chance because you get the higher in the rankings you finish, the more tickets are awarded
Oh, that
to
makes sense.
you for the raffle.
Right.
So is it like 9 for second rank, for second place finish, and 1 for the 10th place finish? But it's still not nothing. So it's quite nice that they've done that. Tiebreaker is based on when a character was added to the site. That's interesting. So make sure
you add your character as soon as the minute you hit 10.
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
So final prize, the allocation will be up to Lita and Chris.
Right.
And yeah, and at the moment we have a 10th place entry is a monk at level 16.
Nice.
So, and we have 24 total participants at the moment.
Oh, wow. That's a nice turnout. Yeah.
Yep, that's for the first day. And we have 1 dead already.
Fatalities may occur.
Yes.
Oh yes, they will occur, most definitely. Level 16 Night Elf Priest.
Probably pulled one too many mobs.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, okay, that is a little free commercial, so to speak, for the WoW Challenges contest. That is called Calendar Free for All. So, and with that,
let's get started.
Let's get started.
I've had a fantastic weekend. Wow. It's very comforting. Those battlegrounds where you're not necessarily putting out more damage, but you feel like you're contributing more by pushing all the buttons all at once. Bad boy. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Constructs, how's your weekend WoW been?
Uber busy. Whatchamacallit. I looked at my monitor last week, and it was dark, and like I tried fiddling with it, and no matter what I did, it wouldn't light up. So I phoned up the girl at the computer place, and I said, hey, I need to put new cables and a new monitor in there, and she was like, oh, okay, we look. And she found one like $50 off, but with the Echo deposit and all that stuff, she got me like $100 off on the monitor. So I was like,
nice.
Whew, that's like dodge a bullet. Those things can get expensive. So I got a 31-inch 4K monitor on my desk. And
nice.
My wife goes, I can't see you. I go, oh.
Oh, because you're behind the monitor.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, okay. So went to crap. I got to redo my whole setup, change the cables around, buy like 5 or 6 new cables, because everything's hooked up with HDMI cables or high definition cables.
Ooh.
And there's all the cables are sold out in Canada. Just about. You could buy Best Buy for $59 per cable. $59 for an HDMI cable.
Wow.
It's gold-plated. I don't care it's gold-plated. Copper is a better conductor than gold. And like, let me phone the little Korean girl. She's like, yeah, $8. Okay. So I went and got 6 cables from her for like different length and whatnot. I go to the bedroom. Oh, I don't even have an HDMI cable on the bedroom TV. How stupid. Like, okay, so like I have a spare cable, so I used up my spare cable. And then I put in a splitter so I wouldn't have pass-through on my spare computer because I don't want the capture card to overheat on my spare computer. So that may or may not have been a good thing because my splitter is low definition. It's the old 1080 ADP. So 1080 HDTV is like version 1.3 or 1.4. So anyway, I hooked it up and it doesn't work. So I'm like, crap. So I got to redo my cables. I got an extra port in the back of the HD TV I bought. And everything works.
Oh, great.
But like I told Grand Vegas, I spent yesterday all day plugging cables, trying different things, trying my setup. I had to transfer everything over from the gaming computer to the streaming computer so that when I'm playing, I don't have the sound coming out on the Zoom and the app and the this and the that. And like, gotta test this, gotta test that. And Grand Vegas isn't on, so I can't be 100% sure that everything's working. So while you weren't here, Brilliant, I was working like crazy to put like the finalizing touches. I still don't have my green screen behind me, so like that'll be something else to buy. But like at least I made it work because I logged into Zoom. Zoom transfers like 90% of your stuff over, which is good. But I still had to make a zip file that was like I don't know, a couple hundred megs big to move some of my images over and to like have my fonts and have everything the way it was on the old computer, so you can hardly tell it's a new chat room. But back to WoW. In WoW this week, I played a lot on my EU account just because I was able to not focus on my problems by having that spare account where you just do fun stuff. So I did pet battles. My highest pet is level 6. If you can go back to the time where you started pet battles, except I know where to get the pets now. I went to Timeless Isle and I got 3 Ominous Flames. By luck, I was trying to get a Jadefire Spirit. No Jadefire Spirit. However, I was in trade chat and I said, hey, listen, I'll sell my 2 of my Ominous Flames for 1,300 gold. And I got 2 buyers right away. So one guy tipped me. He gave me 2,000 gold instead. So
that's nice.
That means I was able to buy a couple heirlooms. I wasn't going to have enough gold for all the heirlooms, but I can buy 1 weapon for each of my low levels, and I can buy leather head, which I can use on both characters. Even though one is plate, doesn't matter. You can still use the head.
Right.
And I can buy the cloak, which give me crit, because I need the crit. Even though it doesn't have the strength on it, it's got the agility. It doesn't matter. The warrior can still use it because you get the XP, 5% XP, I think, something like that. And I was able to negotiate getting a trinket off somebody who was in trade chat. And I said, listen, I would need a Touch of the Void satchel. And somebody's like, why do you want that? It's like, it's not worth anything. I'm like, this is a new account. I'm like, oh, hang on a second. I got one. So I'll sell it to you. Like 800 gold. And I'm like, yep, sold. So like, because like somebody said, oh, I'll just give it to you. I'm like, no, man. I'm a gold maker. I like to be fair and square. All my deals to be like good and then everybody happy at the end of the deal. So let me pay you for the trinket. It's really appreciate that you take the time to come and meet me in Ironforge of all places, because that's where the heirloom guy is. I don't have any gold to upgrade my trinkets, and I did what everybody does when they start buying heirlooms. I spent all my gold. I'm dead broke. I got 50 gold left, which you're like, constructs, that's crazy. You don't need early heirlooms. No, I don't. But I do want 1 weapon per character. I do want the cloak. I do want the hat because I get extra XP. I want the trinket that heals you for 2%, but I don't have enough gold for that yet. One of the weapons, the mace, the agility mace, wasn't 750 gold. It was 650 gold. So that 100 gold cheaper made it that I could afford the heirloom mace. I bought a two-handed axe for the warrior because I figured armed warrior is good enough spec. And if I decide to switch to fury, I got two axes right there. So like everybody's has their own strategy. When you start buying heirlooms, people are usually going for the chopper, the chauffeured chopper. I'm not going for the chauffeured chopper. I don't have enough gold, and I found out you can't buy a token on EU if you live in North America. It's banned. It's against the terms of service, the terms of use. So I didn't know that. I was just going to buy a token and, spend $25 Canadian, but it's against Blizzard's terms of service. So that means I cannot buy it. Yeah, Grand Negus, it's against terms of... You try and buy a token on North America, you'll find out you're not allowed.
Oh, I bought 1 million tokens at least. No, not quite.
You bought them with gold. You didn't buy them with money, did you? Did you ever try to buy with money? The button's not there. I know, because I've tried different ways. I've logged in, I've logged out. I've rebooted. I'm like, it's not there. It's against terms of use. Because what they don't want is they don't want somebody from like America upsetting the economy of the EU servers. And I found out that Brazil, it's against the law to have any tokens. So Brazil's economy is so bad that they just can't afford for somebody to sweep in there and buy 100 tokens. You can only have 24 at a time, but imagine what 24 tokens would do. You could buy the auction house mount in Brazil, and then you'd have it on your North America account. Your region has to match the country of origin. That's how they do it. Okay, it's like I could see the logic. And whatchamacallit, so somebody offered loan me some gold. I'm like, no, just give me 500 gold. Yeah.
So okay, what if I buy the token with Blizzard balance?
You can't. The button's not there. I gave myself Blizzard balance on EU. You can do that, but they don't give you the button to spend your money on the token. It's not there. Because your country of origin is not United States or North America. It's a funny rule, but you think about it, it makes sense, because if the value of your dollar is so much higher, they don't want somebody shifting the scales of the economies.
Okay, wait 1 second. let me just go through this one step at a time with you.
I spent hours, literally hours doing it.
Wait.
Somebody referred me to the Blue Post. So.
How many Blizzard accounts do you have?
In the right place.
I have 2 accounts with different emails. I have one North American account with 3 accounts on it, and one EU account with 1 account on it.
Okay. So therein, apparently,
they're separate regions.
Yeah, I know. But
don't offer to sell me gold. I don't want to get banned. You know what I did with my Blizzard balance? I bought a pet. I bought a Sinner Kit, which is an insanely good pet to have. It's got very good attacks. It's got good speed.
Yeah.
And I still have 1250 Canadian, so I haven't spent that yet. I don't want to buy another pet just yet. I'm going to wait till like Christmas time, till when the pets are 50% off. I'll probably buy Blossoming Ancient when I need it. But yes, Grand, I guess you're about to say.
You are aware of the fact that you can play on the EU with your US account, correct?
I do not know how.
It's a very involved process, but it's possible.
It has something to do with editing some file?
I'm not sure.
No.
The editing a text file?
I want to keep my EU and North America separate, just for the purpose of leveling, having a fresh experience, and going through the hurdles of not having any help. Right now, somebody dumped a whole bunch of pets in the guild bank that I created. So in the first week that I've played, I created one guild bank because nobody was playing Horde side. Nobody was guilded Horde side. So I made a guild bank, and then a bunch of the guys on Terralion made their character in my guild, and then they started dumping pets in the bank. So the pets I don't have, I told them, don't buy pets. Just dump your duplicates. So their duplicates, which they don't want, I'm collecting to get my pet battle achievement started. Right now, I need a terrible turnip really bad. So I started the farm at Halfhill, and I started my garrison because I want Icky. Icky is 2,000 gold on EU. It's 7 gold on Earthen Ring. So I don't have 2,000 gold. I'll just do all the quests in whatchamacallit, Spires of Iraq, and I'll get Icky for free. It won't cost me anything. He won't be blue, but eventually I'll have Icky level to max, and then I have to level a second character to get a second Icky, unless I have gold to buy him right off the bat. But people don't understand what it is to start with nothing. I get it. Every time somebody says, "Oh, new account, you don't have any heirlooms. Here, let me give you something." Sometimes, it's a bag, or it's a crafted item, or like a small thing, a gesture to say, "Welcome, and we're glad to have you. And if you need anything, just hit me up." People are super, super nice. I'm in a very good alliance guild over there.
See, that is an oxymoron.
Right, I was going to say that.
Settle down. It's a raiding guild, actually. They asked me when I joined, why would I want to join? Like, why do you want to join this guild? Why this guild in particular? And I'm like, because I know two or three of the people in the guild. Oh, okay, so like they gave me an invite, and they gave me an invite for one of my alts. But my other alts, I don't plan to be in that guild. I plan to be in another guild to help out other people to have their stay classy achievement. So I right now have to make a Goblin Warlock, because you get a pet for starting the start area. I don't remember what the Goblin pet is. I know for the Pandaren, you get a Jade Crane check. And I know for so I have a Pandaren Rogue, and also for the Worgen, which I haven't made yet, I'm going to make a Worgen Mage. The Worgen, you get a Gilnean Raven, which is an insanely handy pet. You have to have one in the game. Later on in the pet battles, it's required for the achievements. So I'm like, I got time. I don't mind. And if I'm waiting for the queue on North America to do a dungeon, or to fly to a flight path or whatever, I've got my other computer, which is separate. The install is completely different, completely removed from North America. So there's no interaction between the two, except I have shared my battle tag. So when I need to whisper a code or password or something, which is like 20 characters or 156 characters long, I just use my BattleNet to whisper to myself. And then Blizzard was smart enough to make that text highlightable and copyable. So the Blizzard devs, when they do something, they make it user-friendly and Windows savvy, so that people who are coders or who have the smarts to make the add-ons, they can use that stuff without pass-through or reorganizing or having to use a lot of emails. They can just whisper direct, have the link come up, direct you to a web page direct, bam, 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 step by step by step to get there quickly. On the auction house on North America, sadly, I bought 8 vials of the sands and I relisted them. 2 have sold. and I have the mats to make 10 more vials of the sands.
Oh, wow.
So you can imagine I'm trying very hard to get to that 5 million gold auction house mount, but I spent all my gold and just bid for control of the vials of the sands on my auction house.
Wow.
And so, like, that's 1.4 million gold I've invested to try and flip to make some more gold out of that. So it's not working so far, but I keep at it. Like what Grand Negus said, I list in 12-hour chunks, and then I'm there when the auction expires, and I can relist right away. I'm shifting my I'm going to shift my auction house to my engineers, so the engineers can list at any auction house, either Borealis or whatnot, and declutter my auctions on my main, because my main has 200 plus emails. So that's too many emails. I'm not able to quickly and efficiently redirect my efforts. If I have all my auctions expired at the same time, I can't get to my vials of sands. So it's just a matter of reorganizing, decluttering, and I'm doing a lot of work on the side to advance my hive mind mount. I'm currently ready to proceed with Grand Negus, another friend, to acquire the final bits to get it done. It's just a matter of finding the time where we can all be on and I can record it so I can post it on YouTube, our attempt or how to do it, and our cheers of joy when we finally get it. Like, you need 5 people to do that. It's just not feasible. I'm multi-boxing, so I'm going to try and see if I can pet the cats with a macro. If I can pet the cats with a macro, what that does is I can use my key clone to pet multiple cats at once. So what you do is you have a blank macro on key 1 for 2 of the characters, a blank macro on key 2 for 1 of the characters, and all the macros be on key 3. So if you start at petting number 9, you hit key 1. So your 1 character pets the cat. And the buff lasts for 15 seconds. So if you count down to 6, then you hit key 2. So you have 2 key clones hitting key number 2 at once. So the petting happens at the same time without having to switch screen. It happens, like, key clone is such a handy software. Tiny has given his battle tag on the software, and he has a what do you call it? A Discord channel. So what I'll do is at the end of the show notes, I will put in his Discord channel, and I will put in his battle tag. I hope he's not out of place for putting his battle tag in the show notes. But he's like insanely on the ball with this software. I think multi-boxing is so much better when you have it engineered that everybody is working together on the same purpose, and you don't have to switch screens. I know for my love dungeons, I would try to do the queue with a healer in the queue, because the queue for healers was about 4 to 7 seconds. It was that fast. Queue with tanks was about 45 to 75 seconds, depending on the time of day you did it at. And queue for DPS was 3 to 5 minutes. So what I would do is I would pair up a healer with a DPS, and I would get the DPS in position to hit, whether melee or range, but mostly were melees. And my my basic attack, which is Sinister Strike or Revenge on the Warrior, would be the same as the healing key to heal the tank. So the tank would not know the difference if there was 2 characters in there that were mine, except that at some point the melee, if the mom moved around to the last character, the melee just stands there and doesn't chase it, because I'm focused on the healer making sure nobody dies. It was really, really good. Unfortunately, some stats about the Love Dungeon, I've done 1,000 attempts on it, give or take. Couple, like a dozen or 2, and 200 of them were this year. Last year, I ended up in a mental ward at the hospital trying to get this done. It is not a mount for everybody. Like, some people are insanely lucky. And when we talk about, was it Duvasate I got last year? She leveled 50 characters to max to get it done. And she got it on the first attempt. Think about the work of leveling 50 characters to max.
Yeah, and then to get it on the first attempt.
But she's done. She's freed from that burden. She's no longer a victim. Like, I think about Matterhorn, who's leveled characters to max and deleted them, and he had 2 accounts at one point, and he still levels stuff to max and deletes it after he's leveled. To him, it's an enjoyable journey, I guess.
Yeah.
But to me,
not the destination.
To me, it's the professions that matter. If you saw what I'm doing on the EU account, I'm leveling enchanting, I'm leveling tailoring, I'm leveling blacksmith, I'm leveling mining, and I'm leveling herbalism and alchemy. All those professions gel together. And sometimes the mats are worth more than the finished products. So right now I need gold. So you know what? The mats, I can just sell them. I'll get more mats.
Yep.
It's not a complicated process. It's not hard. Like Grand Negus said, you don't have to undercut. You just have to list for 12 hours and be there when the auction expires. If you have 2 computers, you can multitask a little bit. I'm not great at multitasking, but I can manage a certain level to not fight boredom, but I like watching a movie and farming herbs at the same time, for example, which is not that hard when you have 4 screens. I don't know if you guys remember from the start of StarCraft, that room where you go in and all the monitors close in. That's kind of what my computer setup looks like. I don't know. Maybe I'll put a screenshot in the show notes. Oh, another thing I did this week is I went on my, because I was sick, I was playing in Suramar quite a bit. I went on my Paladin on Earthen Ring and I got the 2,000 mana achievement.
Ooh, nice.
So I put a screenshot to Grand Negus and Aprillian, and I have another screenshot of the last item, which is way up in the Feathermoon Stronghold. It's not evident to get there. So
Feathermoon Stronghold, Moonguard Stronghold.
Moonguard Stronghold, yeah.
Feathermoon, the Feathermoon is in
Feralas, yeah. Which it's the hatching of the Hippogriff. If you want to go there, you can just fly in there and collect your hatchling for the day. That's pretty much been my week, but I feel bad for my employer that it couldn't be at work. You know what I mean? Like, they pay me for taking time off so I'm not sick, and I don't want to make my coworkers sick. So, like, I really appreciate that I was able to take 4 days off this week to take care of my health so that I don't do like I did last year, end up in hospital.
No, we don't want that. No.
If I would have had a choice, I would have been at work. But my spouse says you've been sick for 3 weeks. Just take care of it. You know, drink lots of fluids. I went to see the doctor. The doctor said same thing. Lots of fluids. Stay warm. Rest. So those were priorities this week. And whenever I was tired, it doesn't matter that there's stuff to do in the game. I need to go to bed. You know, you got to take care of your health first. Real life first, people. And that's been my week.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Oh, excellent. Oh. How you doing? I get excited. I get giddy and love making mini alts. My dog is trying to poop for the Horde and for the Alliance. It was funny on my head.
Oh, brilliant. How was your week in WoW been?
Well, I did the Love Rocket Chase over and over again. Shout out to everybody who was patient because, I'm not... I go in as DPS even when I'm on my priest or my rogue. My rogue sucks because, it's hard to get in there and not try to draw aggro. I know a few times, especially with my with Aprillian, I was drawing aggro. But, of course, it's over so quickly. And anyways, a shout out to everybody with patience and stuff. I did a lot of suck life. Because sometimes the priests aren't doing anything. Have you noticed that? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Or maybe it's because, like I said, I was drawing aggro. But I pulled out characters that I hadn't played in a while, including my rogue and my shadow priest on the alliance side. So at least she got to come out. She was like blinking and going, "Oh my God, I'm out." Still doing this.
I'm out of the closet.
I'm out of the closet. I'm actually playing. I ended up making a bunch of bags for my hexweave bags because I had so much material, thanks in part to Constructs. And so I had like, and these hexweave bags are 30 slots, and it was crazy because my bank is full of junk. So I replaced 3 28 slot bags with my 30 slot bags. I mean, at least I had a way to get some room. And I had the bags. If anybody needs hexweave bags, hit me up because I have a bunch. And I go to my garrison all the time to try to make the materials to do the hexweave thing. And I was actually in when I logged into one tune that I hadn't logged into a while, she was in the mines in the garrison. I was like, oh, okay.
I might need another 4 hexweave bags.
Okay, I'll send them to you.
Send you some more mats.
All right. And yeah, I didn't get the Love Rocket, but I did get some upgrades on some of the tunes, especially the ones that I haven't played in a while. And still doing Suramar, getting some progress. Although sometimes I get lost moving around there and trying to get from one level to the other. Ended up in a menagerie when I was trying to get to one of those quests, and yeah, it's
menagerie. Suesh is there. She wants to get out.
Well, I didn't get the. Is that a random quest? I mean, is that a rotating quest?
It's a world quest.
Okay, all right. So
whenever it's up, Suesh, you take her out and you get some rep and you get some usually gold or resources or whatever.
Right, and of course ancient mana. And again, thanks for the ancient mana you sent me. That was very, very helpful. I actually ran out today trying to feed the 3, and I had to go in and battle and get some more, which I did.
What quest are you stuck on, though?
Well, I was trying to find.
Your achievement should be like just right up there. You should only be missing one quest or two. Like I'm missing a portal, so I guess I don't need that portal to complete the achievement. So I completed the achievement, the Good Samaritan.
I am.
So if I party sync with you, maybe we can fly around and just hit me up if you see a exclamation mark somewhere.
Yeah, Blood and Wine.
Ooh. Did you
Christ.
talk to that guy, that rogue in Waning Crescent?
I don't know.
Allurian or Sularian or something. He requires 800 ancient mana from you. If you don't give him, you can't proceed.
Yeah, I think didn't we do that one together? I think we did that one.
You need to do that twice. 800 the first time, and I think
1200
the second.
Yeah, 1200 the second.
So now I gotta bank some ancient mana. All right. So I'll do that. I cleaned out a bunch of stuff. One of the things I really cleaned out was all of these fortified armor enhancements. Do I really need
How many
those?
did you have?
I had like 10. I'm like, I'm never going to go back and mess with
Is everybody in your garrison maxed out at
I don't even know. I should.
675?
I should go check before I get rid of any more. But nah, yeah.
You know what? I saved the green, the blue, and the purple.
Okay.
I saved those, and then when I get a new follower with the inn or the tavern, I upgrade him to max in one go.
I haven't even gone to the tavern lately. Maybe I should do that.
Yeah, just get one of the guys that does the extra oil, or because you don't need resources anymore.
No.
With the cloth I'm sending you, you don't have to buy unless you really want to. Like the other day, the cloth was 20 resource, and
and I only buy when
not
it's
that cheap.
Yeah, I only buy when it's 20 resources.
Yeah.
Where's the friggin' tavern?
You have to have built it. If you didn't build it, you can't get a random follower or a new follower.
Right. Oh, I know. I've gotten one. Where is it, though?
If you hit map, you can
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at.
It'll tell you the name of the structures.
Yeah. Trading post, barracks, war mill, barn. Do you think
the barn is the same slot as the tavern.
So
if you built the barn, you have to get 100 traps in order to upgrade it to level 3 to get the big traps.
Do you think I replaced the barn with the tavern? Why would I do that?
You replace the tavern with the barn, yeah, most likely. Because there's only 2 slots. One's barracks.
Barracks is no.
Barracks is a large?
Yep.
Okay, so what's medium?
Barracks and
trading
war mill.
Trading post, tavern, and barn is all medium.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So if you have your trading post and a barn, there's no room for a tavern in there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it is.
The war mill and the
You know what you can do? You can min-max it and tear it down and rebuild it a couple of times.
Right.
So like if you have to, like the option's there. It's like 50 gold to rip it apart and put another one in. But you need level 2 on the tavern for the follower.
Yep.
Oh, I won't go back to what it was before?
No, it won't. You have to start from scratch every time.
All right.
But some structures just require resource. They don't require gold.
Mm-hmm. I got up to what's that? I got up to 10,000 again. I got my Nightfall in cash.
Yeah.
Got a bunch of stuff from that, so that was nice. And I guess that's it. That's been my week. Yeah, it's been a good week. Except for when I got sick. And I'm like you. I felt bad because I had to take off from work. But
personally, I feel like I'm letting down the team if I'm not there.
Yeah, and mine was really bad because I was planning on going to work, and then at 12:30 I realized that I would not make it, so I had to call in like 2.5 hours.
My manager actually said, "Go see a doctor." She goes, "You've been sick for 3 weeks, so it's concerning," is what she said.
Right.
And she's not doing it because it's in a book for her to say to me. She's doing it because I dragged it out and I wasn't getting well.
Yeah, well, I didn't feel so badly because I very rarely book off at the last minute, and I usually book off a day in advance if I'm going to. So I didn't feel so badly. So anyway,
if you want to party sync with me at Pearlian, just hit me up, and I'll fly you around to the different mana stuff.
Okay,
it's up to you.
Other weird thing happened today that never happened before, and it's probably because I usually have war mode on. There were people in Suramar.
Say what?
Right. What? And they were, they were fighting and stuff. I was like, I've never seen other people here. That's because I had war mode off, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because you don't pull aggro, but you see them there fighting.
Right. So it was just kind of weird seeing other people around. And that's been my week.
I find it very, very easy to be true. Am allerschönsten war es doch zu Haus und auch sonst mich einst in die Welt hinaus. Und in der Ferne suchte ich mein Glück. Wer kennt den Weg zurück?
it's time for Add-on Spotlight and a whole bunch of other things with Grand Negus. What do you have for us this week, Grand Negus?
Let me just quickly set this up here and then get to a safe place. 1 second.
Yeah,
I
you need to be in a
spoke
safe place.
without thinking.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah. So first of all, the most important thing that happened this week, at least in what I'm feeling is the best thing that happened is I completed a raiding with leashes, 6
Congratulations.
Pets of Pandaria.
That's good.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's big.
I went into some LFRs, and one of them was the Heart of Fear.
Yeah. That's a cool one. There's a lot of pets in there.
Yeah, and I finally got the spawn of Garrelon. And that one...
That's good.
Thank you. And that...
Did you stay under the belly where he does crush, or did you get out of the way? He does the big massive AoE if he doesn't hit 2 players.
Yeah, but that doesn't really matter. He basically is almost it's almost a one shot. So not quite, but it's not far off. Like 2 or 3 shots, and then it's So basically, I went in there and did a couple of LFRs because I wanted to get some transmog. I didn't even have my mind on getting the pet because I really didn't know the progression that I was, how far I was. So I was thankfully that was a bonus, and that was quite good. So what I did after that, I said I finished, or I wanted to get some transmog, and I got a couple of sets finished. First, I got the Storm Rider's vestments, which is, if I remember correctly, let me just quickly see, there it's from the Bastion of Twilight, so it's the Cataclysm, was it 5.0, 4.0? Cataclysm is 4. So 4.0 tier, the items that you get from the Bastion of Twilight, from Throne of the Four Winds, and from Blackwind Descent. The quality was, or the difficulty was the heroic version. And on the normal version, I'm down to 1. So I'm at 7 of 8 of the pieces. The last one that I'm waiting to get is the wrist pieces, and that's going to be the next thing that I'm going to do. I'm not sure if I'm going to go in there tomorrow on one of my other druids, because the boss that I need to kill to get those wrist pieces or that item it's quite easy to get, because it's not the final boss. It's the Chimeron, the Chimera in there. So I don't need to kill Neff necessarily, which is always... I mean, if you're on a tune that's not max geared, and it's not 120 yet, which my second druid isn't, it's always a thing where you need to go through the entire phase of getting up on the pillar, killing the Dragonite or the mob that does that AoE damage whenever you don't interrupt him. And that's quite unnerving to get back and forth between the pillars. And if you're not max level and you swim over through the lava, you need to heal yourself and do this and that and the other. If you're 120 and you're reasonably well geared, you can just one-shot both of them. And more importantly, if you miss a shot on Neff and the phase with the lava starts, you are able to survive. So you don't have to run back. Eventually, as soon as you're not 120, you will almost certainly die in the lava once that rises and then falls again or recedes again. When that mechanic happens even after Nefarian is dead, which sometimes happens. So that's not too pleasant if you're not able to survive the damage that you take from the lava. So yeah, that was the one set was the Storm Rider's Vestments, and the other one was a set that I bought. That was the Savage Gladiator's Dragonhide Armor. And if I remember this correctly, let me just quickly see. Let me just mount up on my yak. The Savage Gladiator's Dragonhide Armor is Season 5 armor. So if you... let me just see what that is. Season 5. I think Season 5 was... I think I bought it in Dalaran. It's one of the honor sets that you previously bought with some of the marks that you got. I can't remember which there were so many marks in Wrath of the Lich King that you totally get them mixed up. Yeah, so
Sanctified. There was
Frost. There was God knows like 3 or 4
Frost emblems. There were so many currencies as well.
Yeah. So the normal one, you have 3 of the gladiators. You have the honor one. That is an 8-piece set. That is a Hateful Gladiators Dragonhide. Then you have the Gladiators. That's like the top end set. That's the Deadly Gladiators. And then the medium one is the PvP rare set, the blue set. And that's a 5-piece set. Where the other 2, as I said, were 8-piece sets, where you needed to go and kill bosses and get stuff done. Like, for instance, you had to go to the Vaults of Archivon and be lucky enough to get them to drop there or pay insane amounts of honor or currency to buy them, and because you needed to get the respective PvP ranks or all that stuff. So yeah, so and the PvP, the rare set, the medium one, is a 5-piece set, and you can buy that at any given vendor in Dalaran that reflects your armor type. So go to the cloth vendor, to the leather mail or plate vendor, and buy the Savage Gladiator set for your armor type. In my case, it's a dragon hide because mine is a leather set as the druid, and then you have the whatever dragon scale if it's a hunter or a shaman, I would imagine, and so forth. So I really like going out with one character sometimes when I feel like it, and just go and farm one expansion's worth of dungeons and raids to see what I can get. And usually after I'm done with that, I go to the respective PvP vendor and see if I can buy stuff with gold. Normally, some of the things that are later on in the life cycle of WoW, you have to pay with the PvP emblems, the currency, but you need them for so many other things that I don't really like to, quote unquote, waste them on a kind of mediocre set that really doesn't look like much just to have it. If there's one that's really appealing, I will do so, but that's very rarely the case. So I'm going to pay with gold if I can, and then buy the 5-piece sets. I think I should be done with most of them by now. And sometimes you go and use the tokens that you get for killing, like the tier tokens, especially with the Burning Crusade expansion, where you have different sets that require the same token. So just because you used one token with one vendor for one appearance doesn't mean that there isn't another vendor that would like to accept the same token for another piece of gear, for another appearance. Specifically, you go to Shadowlands and talk to the vendors there to get your tier 4 or tier 5 sets respectively. But if you go to the Isle of Quel'Thalas, you can go up into that tower. That isn't a tower, but it's like that 2 or 3 story building with the ramp leading up. And there are 3, 4, I think 4 or 5 or 6, I don't know the number exactly, but there's like quite a few vendors up there that accept all the different tier tokens there as well to give you what we had previously as when it was important that you had the PvP sets as PvP sets, and now they're just there for appearance's sake. So you can go there and go and do that. So I think whenever I get a new token, I see that there are multiple, up to 4 different items that you can get from the same token. So don't sell the items if you want to collect all the items from one token type. Look up your appearances tab and see what you need, what you can exchange. And also, I mentioned that a while back in a chat room, like a couple of days ago, and not everyone might have noticed this change, but nowadays, let's go with this the other way around. Normally, previously, you looted a tier token, went to the respective vendor and exchanged the token and got the piece of armor.
Right.
Then they introduced the change that you got the 2-hour grace period, so to speak, where you could sell it back if you picked the wrong one. Or you wanted to, I don't know what, sell the token because you didn't want to exchange it because the token was worth more than the item it would produce, which happened when they changed the price of the token, or the vendor price for the token from 5 to 50 gold. The items that you got from the tokens in the initial period of like Pandaria and WoD was most oftentimes lower than the value of the token itself. So if you had looted and were rewarded a token for an item that you couldn't use anymore, you would sell the token for 50 gold rather than exchange it for an item and then sell that for 25 gold. Makes sense. So now, and this is important, now they made the change. I can't remember when now actually is, but it's been quite a while now. They made the change that any token in the game, any tier token, has now a on-use ability, effect, whatever, where you right-click a tier token and it will automatically transform the token into the tier piece that corresponds with your current spec or loot spec, whichever what you set for loot spec. Be aware that can be risky because once you do that, there is no 2 hours grace period.
Oh.
Because you didn't buy the item.
Right.
You used the on-use ability to exchange it, to transform it. You didn't buy the item, so there is no resell ability, functionality, whatever, because you didn't buy it, so you can't sell it. And if you want a different item, then the item that you have set as a loot spec. Because if you look at your all the things, you will see that depending upon what spec you set as loot spec, it will change. So if, say, you are on a druid and you collected one item as a guardian, and then it will tell you in the tooltip, it will tell you one appearance collected and 3 still outstanding. And then you get the next, and because you are a person that has a slight OCD, you want all 4 of them. And you use the second token, but you forget to transform, or you forget to change the spec. You get a second identical one from the one you already have, so you don't get credit for the second token. Because you already have that appearance. If you go to a vendor, you can exchange 4 tokens, or how many ever, 3, usually max of 3 drop per boss. You can exchange them for all 3 different versions of that item. But then again, you have to wait for 2 hours to sell it back. Or you just switch specs 2 times. So there is a little back and forth, and it's a little complicated. And then there is, as I said, the period where in Burning Crusade you have to go to the Isle of Quel'Thalas to trade the token, to turn in the token at these special PvP vendors. Because there is no loot spec for PvP, not even with war mode on. The game and the on-use mechanic doesn't recognize that this tune that you have now wants one of 2 possible PvP items. So you have to go there, talk to the vendor, and then exchange the token for the piece that you want. There's no way cheating that, getting around it. It's so that change with the on-use mechanic for the tier tokens is really comfortable, but it can backfire if you don't think it through with multiple appearances. If you really are as OCD as some people are, and I know it all too well. I've spent way too much gold on tagging off all those. But okay, that's a totally different story. And if you want to get into much deeper, then Anyway, I was, as I said, I got the two sets finished, working on working on 2 more at the moment. As I said, earlier, there is the one where I have 6 of 7. Oh, sorry, 7 of 8. The Storm Rider's vestments, the one from the Bastion of Twilight, where I still need to go into the normal version of the raid. But I'm postponing that until I completed the loot table for that. I still have 4 or 5 items from the heroic version to loot until the loot table for the druid is done with. And then I'm switching to the normal version. And the other one that I'm working on, or the other ones I'm working on, and this is quite a lengthy process, is the PvP items that I was hinting at earlier from the Vaults of Akavon, and correspondingly from the Tolbarat raid. So, but then again, there you need to be aware that you have to go in there with a tune that corresponds with the faction that has control over the respective raid. So if you fly to the Vaults of Akavon, and the Horde has control over it, and you're on the 5th Alliance tune, you won't be able to do the dungeon, and vice versa. And the same with Tolbarat. If the Horde proudly holds control, no Alliance tune will be allowed in there. So either you need to log over to a Horde tune or wait your turn until your faction has regained control. And that sometimes, depending upon what server you are on, if you're on a server that's really faction imbalanced, that can be quite a while. So, yeah, good luck with that. Or you can, if you're lucky enough to have multiple characters or multiple, let's stick with druids or warlocks or whatnot from both factions on the same server. It doesn't really matter because you just switch over then. But that's rarely the case, or it was rarely the case, because we didn't have the amount of character slots. And now that we do, there still aren't that many people that have 20 or more characters on the same server from different factions. I think the highest number I have is 14, I think. And I find that that's already insane. But yeah, so as most oftentimes I have a little add-on to talk about. Originally, I wanted to talk about an add-on that is called Gold Banker. but it's an add-on that I have installed. But I looked up the in the client or in the Twitch client, but it wasn't there. I looked at on the Curse website. It isn't there. I even looked at the WoW interface page. It isn't there. So I Googled it. The Google machine doesn't know it. It's quite, yeah, I don't know what to make of it. It works perfectly fine for me. I just can't get it to you guys. So if there's an interest in an add-on that manages your gold and sends it off to one pre-designated character, if that mechanic is asked for, I can send you the files for it. That's not an issue. I can zip it up and send it to you. But I can't give you a link to a website because there isn't one. On the other hand, if you found one, you can write us an email. In both cases, you can go to our Discord server. Let us know there in the feedback section, and I'll get back to you eventually. The add-on that I would like to talk about today is an add-on that I was asked about last week. Not the add-on, but the functionality of it was apparently curious to a person, and he whispered me. And it was when I got the achievement for discovering the last bit of Nazjatar, and I got the achievement for the exploration of Nazjatar. And we were like a couple of people, and my tune, because I have this add-on installed, did its slash for the Horde, the cheer for the Horde. And apparently that person didn't know that was possible. They only knew that there was a cheer emote, but not that there is a for the Horde or for that other faction emote. So there is. The add-on is called For the Faction. And I think I talked about this a while back, but I thought since someone asked me about it the other day, I might remind people about its existence. The description of the add-on on the Twitch client says, with the 7.0.3, so in Legion, at the start of Legion, Blizzard has blessed us with the great slash for the Horde and for that other faction emotes. These are fantastic responses to honorable kills and the popping of bloodlust and heroism. But my guild leader was not happy about us stopping to type in it whenever it was used. So I made an add-on. Sure, why not? It's as good a reason as any, as long as we get nice add-ons like these. For the faction has the following features. Creates for the command for faster faction pride. Uses the command whenever you gain bloodlust or heroism or time warp, or when you gain an honorable kill, and when you get an achievement. Cheer for your faction, yeah, as I said, when you gain an achievement and when you level up. Now featuring a cool options menu that they changed that and turn off whatever situation you don't want. A new feature is a neat immersion feature to prevent you from cheering for your faction before you join it as a Death Knight or Demon Hunter. Which makes sense because you're not quote-unquote attuned. You haven't done the walk of shame yet as a Death Knight. Once you're in the starting zone, I still like it, and I still walk to this day. Whenever I create a new tune, and I'm done with the starting zone, and
I love how they throw fruits at you.
Yeah.
Oh,
walk
yeah.
of shame, as I said.
The walk of shame, yeah.
Yeah. To this day, whenever I have to do that, I walk. I like RP walk.
Oh, right, right.
All the way through, even on the Alliance side, which is a way longer walk than the Horde one.
Right, yeah, it is.
So, yeah. I really like this add-on, as minor as it is. If you want to cheer for the Horde, sure, go ahead. Why you want to do it with that other faction, I don't know, but okay, whatever, you can. So, hey now, what?
There is no game if there's only one faction. It's called World of Warcraft. Where are you going, April?
I don't know. You left me.
Follow me.
Okay.
Can't you see my square?
You were flying me around everywhere, and all of a sudden I gotta walk.
Well, when you're in Suramar, you do have to go through buildings and stuff. You can't fly everywhere.
All right, I forgive you. Sorry, we didn't mean to interrupt your segment.
That's okay. You're doing it live.
You're doing it live.
I totally get that. Yeah, and just to quickly return to my week in WoW, something that I don't want to say forgot, but yeah, it didn't strike me as important, but it still was my week. So a couple of weeks back, I created a new Demon Hunter. But I never started playing her. So, and the Demon Hunter, again, is one of those races where my faction, the faction balance for me doesn't work. Because, as I said previously on quite a few occasions, normally my tunes are male when they're Horde and female when they're Alliance. The Horde male Demon Hunter doesn't exist. It doesn't, because a male blood elf doesn't exist. It's never been a verified thing. It's always there are no male blood elves. That's a unsubstantiated rumor. So she was created a couple of weeks ago, and I never logged in because I got distracted in some way, and then I never I didn't really know what I wanted to do with her. I knew that I wanted one more character to farm professions. So, and then yesterday, day before, I finally made up my mind, and I figured that to level a couple of things in Pandaria and in Northrend, I needed a jewel crafter on the horde side. So I thought, okay, the Demon Hunter is going to be a miner and jewel crafter. So that's what she is now. And she's merrily flying her rounds in Sholasa Basin to get some more and to provide ore for jewel crafting, to get some jewels and to get some bars, some serenite bars to make Titan steel bars eventually for the engineer. So I finally found the perfect purpose for her, and it gave me a chance to again play through the starting experience of the Demon Hunter, which is really nice to play through that again. I think I'm up to like 3 or 4 now. 4. It's the 4th Demon Hunter I have.
Very dark.
Yes, it is. It is very dark. But the nice thing with the Demon Hunter is that because it's the second hero class, you start at level 98. And she, after playing through the initial, the starting zone, she was 103 because of the squish, the XP squish that we had, and because of the heirlooms that she was equipped with. So 5 levels rather than 2, as it originally was, is quite a difference. And then I was able to only had to wait 2.5 hours to then do the first Legion invasion and get another level and a quarter. So she's 105 now, and I think two more levels, and she'll be 2 more invasions and a little gathering, and she'll be 110, and then she can go and start farming the BFA ore and get the jewels for the jewel crafting which is the purpose. So I'm quite happy with that. And that's been my week.
Awesome. Good week.
Matterhorn's about to go to sleep.
All right,
He's
man.
finding hard to keep his eyes open on the Iron Man.
Yeah.
You don't want to be sleepy while doing Iron Man. But we are
Stop immediately, Matterhorn.
Right. We are the
You're the top guy.
We are the podcast that plays while they cast, so you understand.
But still, that's no excuse for not stopping when you're tired.
Right, exactly.
Don't challenge yourself when you're tired.
Right.
It's no challenge that's worth it.
No. Thanks for being here, Matta.
Thank you, Matta.
I think he's just logged off. So
yeah,
good bon voyage.
Yeah.
Have a good sleep.
I guess it's time for email now.
Emails, folks?
Email.
La data. You've got mail. Who's next? I'm addicted to you, baby.
Lovely little email. This week we hear from Kyle, because Kyle is awesome in so many ways. He writes, "Hello everyone. Hope you all had a great week. I'm counting down the days until spring break. Only 9 days to go. Oh, maybe you could join us then. Today's blast from the past is from the 400th episode. Enjoy." Wow. All right, let's listen.
Last week was episode 650.
I know. That's crazy.
It's like, yeah.
Yes. All right.
That's when you had the icon made for the podcast.
Right, exactly. And I need to change it. All right, let's listen to Kyle's blast from the past. And this is episode 400, entitled Happy 400, Happy Christmas, and Happy 8th Birthday. I'm Aprillian, your host, and with me are 4 of my awesome co-hosts. Hello, Jeppy. How are you?
Oh, hello. I was trying to get through to somebody else, and I got roped into this call.
I thought I'd introduce you first, and because you have been, I think, one of the most frequent call hosts. And so we're happy to have you here for this 400th episode.
One off, yeah.
I think you've been the most, wouldn't you say?
No, I think Shaya would be the most. Only apart from yourself, of course, who's done every single show.
Oh, and you've been a stand-in, and then, since the the transition.
I mean, how many did Gunter do?
I think he did more than Glanther. I haven't.
Oh, did he?
I think so. And Lita, how are you doing?
Good morning. Happy everything. I'm going great.
Excellent. And Rogue Slayer, how's your yurt? I just like saying yurt. It's one of those words.
I was going to say that I'm not nearly as happy as Lita, but now I clearly am because you made me laugh.
Yeah.
I'm doing great. Looking forward to some yurt camping in January.
Can you elaborate on us for the uninformed?
Well, my sister and I reserved a yurt on Cape Cod to camp in January. So we're going to do some winter. It's sort of glamping. It's kind of like camping in a hotel, a canvas hotel room.
Okay. And do you get service?
No, it really is camping. It's in a campground and everything. But
but they provide
having
all
our little
the
whippy nylon tent. It's a canvas structure with beds and tables and stuff,
and heat,
and a little heater to take the chill off.
And shower facilities? Well, never mind. You don't have to answer that one.
There is, but you have to walk outside and then down the road to the little building.
Oh, okay. Boy, what fun!
Don't forget your towel.
Yes. And
I've been camping before.
Have you been yurt camping?
Oh my God!
That's
Not yurt, but I've been camping before.
Tidra, How's the chat room? And how are you?
Awesome. I'm very well. And we've got a great chat room tonight. We've got EJ Taylor, El Jeppy's in the chat room as well as on the call. Grand Nagus, Big G, Wingy, Lost Cause, Some Dude, Matta was here, and Tiber, as well as a guest and our ever faithful Ustream bot.
Excellent. Hi, Ustream bot.
Hello.
So the chat room was not one of the features of Control Alt WoW that famous day or infamous day 8 years ago. Actually, 8 years ago, December 22nd, I recorded the first episode of Control Alt WoW. I had a vision that I wanted 2 things out of a podcast. I wanted to, 3 things. To share my enthusiasm for this game that we all love called World of Warcraft. And 2, to talk about playing with alts, because I think back then it was kind of frowned upon. And some people actually thought it was hacking.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Dual boxing.
Dual boxing, definitely.
Yes. Or, well, not alts. I guess dual boxing. And I guess even back then, a lot of people, it was you had that one tune that you concentrated on and you raided with, and the thought of having multiple tunes wasn't as popular.
Well, everyone seemed to think that you were crazy if you wanted to play something else. That was the reaction I got, It's like, okay, well, yeah, I've got my main warlock, but I want to go and try a hunter.
Right.
Well, why do you want to do that? It's like, well, why not? Like, I want to see what a hunter's like. And they go, yeah, but you're raiding you've got a warlock. You're raiding on that. It's like, yes. So
almost like you were cheating.
Play more. Yeah.
But keeping one character going was hard.
Yeah.
That's why. I mean, the fact that you'd have to give away some of the time which you needed, precious time, to another character seemed odd.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. But as we've come to allow people to get out of the alt closet, as it were. There are a lot of people doing multiple alts, and
perhaps inspired by you.
Right. Well, maybe some. And there were people who were doing dual boxing and multiple boxing. And I remember the day I realized came upon Jeppy and heard him talk about his what was those, your dancing gnomes?
Yeah. 10 dancing gnomes.
Yeah, that was like, I'm not alone. I'm not crazy. Oh, well, okay.
Well, yeah.
We're just crazy together.
Exactly.
Right. and it was a nice feeling to know.
We went and did our Shattrath daily. I've been busy. And you get 1,000 Apexis crystals. So I go in, I get back to my garrison, I go and hand it in, and then all of a sudden I went, I wonder how many crystals I've got. And I'm already maxed out at 20,000.
Oh, wow.
So I just wasted that turn-in. I just wasted.
Did it disappear, or were you able to go and do it again?
No,
did it disappear?
It's gone. It's gone. I got the gold, but I didn't get. So I was like, and I said to the boys, I was like, okay, I haven't, I've maxed out my crystals. So they said, go to Warspear. And I went, oh yeah, okay, all right. So I went over to Warspear, and what I remember seeing is in where the bank is with, the guild bank and the bank, there was those rep guys. So there was, there was the Frostwolf people, and there was the Arakoa people, and there was the Steam-wheeled people. And so I went to I looked at each of them, and I'm like, okay, my rep's not high enough. Okay, I've got a bit of rep with the Frostwolf people, but I'm not exalted, so I can't get the mounts yet. But hang on, I could get 2 more of the pups, the pets, because you can have 3 of them.
Right.
Yeah, okay, that'll take me down, so I'm no longer max. So I bought 2 of them, and I went back to my garrison. And the boys said to me, did you did you go to the other vendor? And I went, what other vendor? What are you talking about? So I had to go all the way back out, and there's an Apexis crystal vendor.
I should go to get your gear.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that. So I went back, and so I bought 4 pieces of gear, and I went from 419, from 619 to 623. So I was very excited. I was like, yay, I got stuff. And then I got all the way back I had to fly back to my garrison because my hearth was on 15 minutes. And then Ash says to me, oh, and don't forget you can get your rune
seals.
thing. Your seals, that's it. And I went, what seals?
Have you ever considered saying these things before she flies back?
Right. And I went, I better go back and get. Oh, anyway, so that was
back to the garrison.
So that was. I completely forgot. I knew that they were there, but I just completely forgot about it because there's so much that it didn't even cross my mind. So there is my noob moment of the week. Dark Moon Fair did end, and I must admit that even though I didn't get to take any other girl through, I kind of just got a bit sidetracked with everything that I'm trying to do on my warlock. I didn't even get the lobies through, so I don't know. It's really weird. Mm-hmm. But I'd go over and I'd see Jeremy, and I'd do the dance with Jeremy, and he's still being a weasel. Oh. And then I'd talk to Christoph, and I'd be like, "Dude, come on! You're new here. It's got to happen." And sure enough, screenshot. He gives me Sid the Squid. So I got it. So the first one is, the first one was I got Sid, and I literally sat there and I'm like, oh my God.
Do you think Jeremy had whispered in his ear and said, listen, she's mad. She's crazy. She will mess you up. Give her the squid.
I think so. Yeah.
Give her the squid.
And then the second screenshot. So there's me, Sid the Squid, sitting. We're just, checking out the pet battles. So I finally got one. So I'm very, very excited about that. And he's a little cutie. He's the big squid that you gotta fight with Christoph and So
Winky says you were so excited he had to turn you down on Ben.
Yes. Because I was literally like, oh my God. Because you open the bag. You open the bag that many times that you just like, oh yeah, pet bandages, excellent. I've got them. Oh, he gives me a pet biscuit, or he gives me, something grey that I can vendor for 2 silver. Excellent. Just what I need. And yeah, when you go, and this little achievement thing pops up and kind of goes, hey, you got Sid. It's like, your heart just goes, yeah. Yeah. So that was super exciting.
One thing though, I was around the ogres, and I don't know if anybody else here is a rogue, but there's no more lock boxes. And instead, you get a quest called The Big Score.
Oh.
And you get a secretive whistle. When you blow it, you summon this guy named Grifter. And when you pickpocket now...
We all know Grifter. Yeah, good. He sells like the gigantic Paris Hilton bag.
Remember that was in Chat Trap.
Yeah, that was in Chat Trap. Yeah,
this has been around.
There's a mission, isn't there?
So now he's moved on to Draenor.
Buys you crap.
Yeah, he buys. Yeah. Well, it was kind of weird because I was getting excited when I was pickpocketing these ogres, and I was getting purple stuff, but it was nothing you could use. There was rings and different stuff, and it turns out that you have to call this guy with the whistle. It's one of the things you'll pickpocket, and he gives you a quest, and the quest is called The Big Score, and it says obtain dingy iron coins for grifters. So every time you pickpocket something and you call him, and he comes once every hour. You have an hour cooldown, and you sell him all your crap, and he gives you dingy iron coins. And I guess something happens when you get to 1,000. He says, I know. I be giving you these for your treasures, but now I'll be wanting them back. It be complicated, man. Do you want the gold or not? Oh, you get 250 gold if you get 1,000.
Isn't Grifter a goblin?
I thought you'd buy stuff. He's a goblin trollmon. I don't know.
He's a goblin troll. Oh, okay.
I got no idea.
And so I'm...
Because that whistle, forgive me for interrupting, but that whistle you could have got in the Ironhold invasion, couldn't you? That was what people were saying.
Yeah, that's where I got mine.
Oh, okay. And are you a rogue?
Yeah, it's a rogue only thing.
Okay. You wouldn't understand.
Because you've got a pickpocket. Last I looked, warlocks couldn't pickpocket. I tried, but I went, oi, what are you doing, sunshine?
Jeppy, you want to read the next email?
Let me try and break this down for you so you understand. I haven't got the show notes. I'm not joking.
Merry Christmas and a happy 400th episode from the Wingstar and family.
All right. And he has an audio. Let's listen to Wingy's audio. Gosh, I love all these audios.
Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year. Now, I don't know if there'll be snow, but have a cup of cheer. Have a holly jolly Christmas, and when you walk down the street,
it sure is a holly jolly Christmas. That's right, this is Wingy, your little Christmas elf. And today I've got for you a couple of little Christmas jokes that I know you're all dying to hear. What do you call an elf who sings? A rapper? Get it? Okay. What is the difference between snowmen and snow ladies? Snowballs? Yes, I know. You're going to be telling those at Christmas time, and the people are going to be loving it. One last one for you all before I head off. What do you call an elf that sings? Elfus? Merry Christmas to you all from Wingstar and the family. May you all have a great Christmas. Plenty of food, good times, good fun. And until next time, have a jolly Christmas.
Oh my God, 400th episode, 8th anniversary. Now we just did what? 12th or 13th? I've lost count.
13th,
13th, right, because that's 250, 50 shows a year. That's
250, that's 5 years.
5 years, yeah. Wow. Snowballs. That was funny. That was great to hear everybody. I think Jeppy was the longest one, but I think you guys have beaten him out for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
No. I joined in April one year when Brishna let me onto the show to give away a mount.
Oh yeah, right.
And then you flipped out on him because he learned the mount. He has to learn it to learn how to give it. Because I gave him 20,000 gold in Dalaran, and I said, okay, learn the mount. And he's like, but I don't understand. And then he learned it, and then everybody's like, what'd you do? I'm like, no, this is the process. He has to learn it first, then he knows what to do to give it to someone else.
That was funny. That was great. It was good to hear from everybody. I remember that whole yurt thing. I've thought about trying that, it's like camping, but you're a little bit glamping, right?
She was saying.
Yeah, because with a tent, it's not very stable, but with something like a yurt, and she's shown pictures of them, and yeah, they've been great. I got the portal now. I didn't turn in that quest. I don't know why I didn't. I don't know.
It's the portal and the quest turn in are like almost on top of each other.
Well, no, the quest turn in was
if you click on the wrong thing, you teleport back to Shadowlands.
Yeah. So I'm here now. Oh, if you're wondering, Constructs is doing a bunch of quests with me, so I can finally get my allied race. I feel like,
hey, you're here. I don't know how you're here in the solo instance, but it's good because there's a couple complicated things coming up.
Yeah. All right. So thank you, Kyle. That was a great blast from the past. And now's the time I get to play this.
We're clan of darkness here together. What's in an egg that we can't weather? Apocalypse. We've all been there. The same old boss. Why should we care? We're clan of darkness here together. What's in an egg that we can't weather? There's nothing that we can't face. Except for blaze.
Constructs, how are the clans of darknesses and Control Alt WoW on Wormmaster Cord, Neverhoof, and Earth and Ring doing?
Well, it looks like they're doing fantastic. As Matarosa, the top Iron Man in the contest currently is doing, he's level 30. Congrats to Nata.
Yeah.
We just lost him in the chat room a few minutes ago. He had to go off to sleep because it is really, really late for him, I think, where he is. Probably been at it for hours.
It's early. It's like 9:37.
Yeah, unless you've been up all night playing. then it's late in that regard.
Right.
We also have on, I think, Winterhoof, Free Iron Monk, who's level 10.
Ooh.
Congratulations. And we have, I forgot. Oh, no, there it is. And then at level 90, we have Green Adelic. Congratulations.
All right.
Ooh. Green at level 90. Very, very good.
That's impressive, yes.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, what is green again? They can only pick flowers.
Green man.
No, you can. It's basically.
It's basically you can only have green levels. It's like Iron Man, but without the one level above the whites.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. Excellent. Well, good job, everybody. All right. So next week is PAX East.
So you have to leave early?
No, I have to come in late. I have to do late.
And
so we're going to do like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock.
I can't do Sunday night. I can do Saturday.
I can't do Saturday because I work. So wait, can we do? What can we do? Dun, 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 dun. We're doing it live.
Sleep,
right?
About Friday afternoon or something.
I work Fridays. Oh my gosh. We could do Saturday really late.
Yeah.
Like 1 noon. I mean, like 1 o'clock.
3 o'clock in the morning or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's go with that.
So Saturday night, 3 a.m. or 1 a.m.
1 a.m. Right.
1 a.m. Sounds good.
1 a.m. So
all
right.
It'll be 8 a.m. for me, 8 p.m. for me, so it's still good.
And it's 7 a.m. for me. That's good.
All right.
Yep.
Okie dokie. Thanks, everybody.
Is that a show?
That's the show.
Oh, wow. We did good.
I'm down to my last
quest for you.
I know, I got it. I'm down to my last quest for the Good Samaritan. Samaritan.
Yeah, everybody's gonna run downstairs now when you talk to him, I think. Because it's the big panic moment.
Oh, is it? We're in Shadowlands. Doing trying to do the Nightfalling quest.
The last quest line for Samaritan.
Right. Did you go downstairs? Where'd you go?
I did. Valtroy's down here.
Okay.
Waiting for all of us.
All right. We're doing it live, folks. We're doing it live.
She's doing the Arcane Storm, so that's not something you can bypass. You actually have to.
Ooh, it's the Arcane where you need to go to the. Yeah.
So giving it all you got, and then I'm gonna say yes. So you talk to her, and she starts doing the thing, and she says it's not enough power.
So I have to go upstairs and ask the guy what?
I think they're coming down here.
Oh, okay.
They're all coming here. And then the guy across, he says, well, maybe we can do this. Maybe. And then Oculus shows up, and he says, I have an idea.
Hey, no spoilers.
No spoilers. All right. Well, you'll find out what happened. Oh, shoot.
And then Valtrois is going to call him crazy. You're nuts, man. And then Telisera just says, shut up, all of you. You're going to do this.
The main...
Valtrois has always been...
It's like a soap opera. Like somebody asked me, what do you think of Star Trek Picard? I go, it's like a soap opera thing.
Hey,
Spoilers. I haven't watched any yet. I need to.
Oh, it's so good.
It is? It's good? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I'm definitely going to have to go and watch it.
Valtrois.
Storm, are you insane? But it could work. We created a localized warp field then. Spare us the details, thou.
Dot.
All right. This is Aprillian for the Horde.
And this is Grand Negus. No, sorry. We're having a paradox here.
I was just about to say
we're gonna have an Arcane Storm, and Constrax is going in for the Good Samaritan.
I'm Grand Negus.
Oh, the real Grand Negus.
So, rule of acquisition number 19. Satisfaction is not guaranteed, not even in paradoxes, I think. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. All right. So I got a seal.